you guys have also love yourself first. So in the process of you guys waiting on this individual, you gotta shift your focus back to love. And that's what the Five of Pentacles, excuse me, Five of Cups does talk about, right? Because Two of Cups, yes, it means two people, right? It can indicate those two people that come together. But I feel like with the Two Cups, which does represent, to me, it does represent love in the sense of like, it gives platonic connections, family connections. Those are all love areas too. You can love somebody without wanting anything from them, without showing affection, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You can show love. And I feel like this situation, the Five of Cups, it's like, hey, you know what you miss. There's something that you may have lost, but shifting your focus back to love is where it's at. And that love, that shifting back to that love part is really focusing on you. Shifting that love part to your self. Take this time now where you guys may not be with somebody at this moment, to love on yourself, because especially if you're waiting for them, especially if they're not here right now, because usually with worth waiting for, this is waiting for someone to return, right? Waiting for somebody to come into your life. Well, if you're going to do it, then for their whole entire focus needs to be on you, not on the other person. Okay, so that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. Typically, this is your side, Aries, and this is the side for your soulmate. Please understand that, you guys can flip sides if it doesn't resonate. If this side doesn't resonate, okay? But Aries, the way you're thinking about this relationship, the first two cards are the mind plane. These two cards both represent, let me see, both represent what you guys are thinking going into this relationship. So, Aries, you're going into it thinking of, things moving very fast, progress being made, or there was a lot of progress being made in this relationship, or you think that some things maybe happened quite fast, quite quickly, and really before you could get really any answers, to really get any sort of understanding as to what the hell is going on. Right? So I feel like things were just moving so quickly that it was kind of out of your control. Like it just happened like that. And in a way you had to accept what happened, and it was hard for you to do, right? Because if you look here, right, yes, we have the Five of Cups, and underneath that you had the Two of Swords. But when I was looking at the Two of Swords, I slid, and here's the Emperor. So I feel like somebody was definitely stubborn, or took power in their own hands and made a decision that pretty much left you feeling like you couldn't say or do anything. And then in that sense, but there was something that you something that you could do for yourself internally, right? This is more of like an internal thing. Like there's a certain truth that you either had to accept, But I think you guys were keeping the balance. But now this is truly accepting something is gone, something is not coming back, or something is not there. But there is but the love that you have will never disappear. You know what I'm saying? But worth waiting for here's why this worth waiting for is not me saying that this person is not coming back, but more of accepting the situation for what it was. Because I think something happened where somebody got definitely got egotistical, or somebody really was staying in their ground in regards to whatever they wanted to do, and making sure that they got their way. And even though, you were torn from, believing that this person didn't really believe, think that way or whatever, like just based off of everything that you've gone through, right? The facts, right? I think you were kind of torn between accepting the situation for what it was, at the same time not really accepting it because it doesn't follow up, right? So, but I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is not you saying, all right, yeah, I'm done. I'm not waiting for this person. I've truly given up. I'm not going to be able to find any more love. I feel like this is more of like you guys accepting the situation for what it was, and not really seeing the situation as the end all be all, right? Now the reason why I say that is because of worth waiting for, and because of what's in your spiritual energy, which is the Knight of Cups. You haven't given up. You have not given up love whatsoever. You've accepted what has happened, but and of course it hurt you, no doubt, And there's a piece of you that was taken as well when you've lost something, when you've experienced this loss with this person. You know what I'm saying? But you have, this is not you saying that this person, that you're done with the relationship. Not really. Some of you guys are like, yeah, I'm not waiting no more. Some of you. But I don't think this is really like you guys saying that this is not you giving up. This is more of you moving forward by accepting what has happened and knowing what can be with you loving yourself first. So awesome. It's so awesome. But of course, right, with the Page of Swords being in your body, or, this is the body plane. These two cards represent what you show to the world and how the world views you. More like this, how your soulmate sees you and how you see your soulmate. And of course, you're ready to start talking. You're ready to start having a conversation, getting your truth out, ready to get some doggone information. But the Page of Swords can be kind of, can be dangerous a little bit, because this is a child with a sword. And just like a tongue can be very sharp and very painful if used in a way that, is not careful. So I feel like, you're ready to hash out the details, get as gruesome as you need to, just to get to the facts, get to really the nitty gritty of the information, because everything just happens so fast, you don't really understand what happened. Some things may have been said to you even that you don't quite really understand why they came up and why they were said, right? Because they were painful words, but you still don't really get what they mean. And at the same time, not in the sense of like you just don't understand what they were trying to say, but like you don't understand where it came from. You don't know where the origins of all that came from. You don't know where all that why all that came to be, because everything happened so damn fast. You couldn't really catch up with it. Now, if you look at the other person, they got the Eight of Swords. For some reason, they're stuck in their mind. They're stuck in their thoughts at this moment. They're sifting through, and they're stuck in a place where they don't believe they can get out of, right? They've entrapped themselves in this gilded cage, not in this gilded cage, but in this cage in their mind that doesn't really inspire them to take the steps that they need to take. And from your perspective, this person may be looking like they're just chilling, having a good time, handling their own business. But to them, this is more trying to get to a place of harmony and balance, because where they're seeing this relationship, how they're thinking about this relationship, they've trapped themselves out of it. They trapped themselves out of it to me. They're not really thinking of the relationship. They're not thinking of anything outside of themselves. Because you can't, if you can't see anything. This person is reacting to, from a space in their mind. They're not reacting to reality. And it can bring a bit of perspective to the relationship, especially if something happened out of the blue, you don't understand why. Because everything's happening in their head, not happening outside. So, of course, they have to find balance and harmony within themselves. They can't find it outside. They can't find it anywhere else. They got to go within and figure that out. So Temperance is showing here that they're they're healing. They're trying to, focus on them. They're trying to really, allow divine time and divine energy to come in. And at the same time, I don't know if they don't see the potential for anything to come through. They're so focused on themselves at this moment and focused on what's going on in their mind that they don't see other things happening outside of them. But I think this energy here is like putting this situation into perspective of, what they, of working on themselves and getting some sort of, not getting anything back per se, but like the more they focus on themselves and love on themselves first, the more this relationship will start to come back together. It's very similar to Aquarius, and if you guys have seen Aquarian's reading, go ahead and watch that, because this is very similar, because both parties were working on themselves in different areas. And I feel like this is another one of those situations. I think you guys want to go ahead and communicate. This is you guys with the Knight of Cups coming in with this cup of love. You don't care about who does it first. I feel like for a lot of you Aries, this is one of the things, really the reason why I respect you guys so freaking much, is because you don't care about the roles. You don't care about how it looks. You care about getting the facts for yourself. You care about what this means to you. You don't care about what it looks like. You focus on what you want. You don't focus on what other people expect or what it would look like. You don't necessarily care about, anything other than just you getting the facts, or you just, you getting some clarity for yourself. And I feel like if you guys feel like you have an opportunity or see an opportunity to reach out, do so. If you already done it, then this is you just, wanting some sort of clarity here. But where you guys are coming from is the Knight of Cups. You're focusing on what you love, focusing on what you want, focusing on your heart's desire here. I wouldn't say you're obsessed with it, But I would definitely say that you guys are really concentrating on this because, of course, it's left you feeling like you don't have enough information. But at the same time, this Page of Wands here can also indicate to me that you guys are cultivating a truth about yourself, a new truth, a new way of communicating, a new way of understanding other people, a new way of understanding yourself, so that way you can communicate your boundaries to people, so that way things don't happen out of control like this. Again, this is about starting out roots, and how you guys connected was about putting the roots down, about starting something new, putting in the seeds to a new beginning. And it's hard to see the success and the work that you guys have put in to be good. But it's not impossible, you know? And I feel like with the Six of Wands, the challenge is recognizing your improvement, your success, and recognizing your efforts, right? Because remember, underneath the romance angels here, what was underneath here? Love yourself first. In order to start something new, what's keeping this from blossoming and growing and starting something new, really, and really, start working on the process, is not recognizing how much you've improved, how much you've changed, how much you've grown. Because the Five of Cups to me, rather, does not look like you guys are still stuck in a situation where you're sad and you're missing the person. You do miss them, but you're not looking at this as, oh shit, this is it. This is all I'm ever gonna have. This is like, well, this is what I have to accept, but this is not what my life is gonna be like. This is not what my life's going to be like. And even though you may want clarity, you may want some more information, you guys have to focus back on what you want, so that and to develop a new truth for you, a new way of thinking, so you can go ahead and start growing again and start living again. This person's got to do the same thing. They've got to trust themselves. They got to get out of this place of entrapment in their mind. They're stuck here. And it's because they don't, they're not seeing the situation as clearly as they should, And it's because they need to see it this way, so that they can build balance in their life that truly is, of course, balancing things. That's really impacting their life in a good way, in a way that's healthy. Right now, though, this is the only way they see their whole life, not just the relationship. And it's because they need to start balancing and focusing on themselves, working on healing themselves, working on trusting the universe as well as trusting themselves. Because they're trapped in this energy and they don't see that there's nothing wrong. They're in their mind, not seeing how things are okay. And the reason why is because of the Two of Pentacles. They really, this is about looking at the practical rather than looking at how they feel. Right? And it's hard because whatever happened to them that put them in this spot was, definitely impacted them in a serious way, because they're not looking at how they feel. They're looking at what's practical, what's safe, what's going to really last me forever. What is really going to show me stability. So, that said, let's go ahead and see what you guys got going on for the Messenger Oracle. Do not be without malice. And that's going forth without any sort of ill will towards somebody. Some of y'all want to tell this other person off, but you love this person still. You still love this person. And even if you want to just cuss them out, It's not in your nature to be, not really that, of course you guys are known to be very aggressive. But not in the sense of like wanting to just be out there and spiteful. I don't feel spitefulness from you guys. I do feel frustration. I do feel like you miss them. I do feel that you guys are frustrated. But it says to continue to live your life without hating the person, without holding a grudge, without hating yourself. Keep building on yourself. Love on yourself. Love on your situation, and you continue to grow without looking at what you've gone through and thinking this is some BS, It's a hard thing. It's a hard step to do. I'm not gonna lie, especially if you've been wronged in some way. And I'm gonna read that actually, because this is pretty awesome. Okay, so yeah, you've been hurt, disrespected, and disappointed by others. Another has let you down or betrayed you. It is normal and natural to experience feelings of anger, hurt, and disappointment. To feel any and all emotion is natural, but you have choice always in how you respond. Do not allow your hurt to become a source of infection. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and your experiences then let the anger, hurt, and disappointment go. Do not allow them to inspire retaliatory acts born of malice or spite. What did I just say? But I don't get that vibe from y'all. You love this person still. You have so much feeling for this person still. And even though you're frustrated with how they were acting, they're coming from only their own place. They're coming from their place of safety. They're coming from a place where that's how they know how, that's the only way they know how to respond. And of course you may be without information. Of course you may not be sure of what the hell happened in the first place. And of course you may want to cuss them out for the way that they've behaved. But I don't feel like that's really you. I don't really feel like you really want to do that. I don't feel like you want to, but you don't want to, right? It's because, of course, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're disappointed, you're sad, you miss them. But it's because you miss them that you want to yell at them. But that's not the way to respond. And I know you know that. Because you guys do want to communicate. But this person is stuck in their mind. They're doing the best that they can for themselves. And honestly, if this was a flip-swap situation, wouldn't you want that? Of course, I'm sure you guys would want that same treatment back, the same understanding, the same compassion back. Because I think this person is going to need, yes, a hard conversation about what the hell is going to be happening next time, so that way you can be respected and, treated with respect. But that's where the love for yourself first comes in, because you got to, love on you, know what you need, know what you believe you deserve, and then make that clear. But then also, be open and willing to hear the other side, to hear what they have to say. They're doing this because this is the only way that they know. Not because it's the right way, but this is the only way they know. And this is not really giving them an excuse. But like I said, if this was swap situations, and I know some of y'all in the chat is going to be like, I would never do that to somebody. I'm never going to do that to somebody. Okay. But still, put yourself in this person's shoes. If you did this, but you still love them, you just had some trauma, some things that you've gone through, whatever, right? Wouldn't you want to at least express compassion? Because the only way you're going to be able to grow from this is by releasing this, by letting this be, accepting what this was, and coming and moving forward with love. It's a hard thing to ask of you, Aries, but it's not impossible, and it's for your highest good here.